Hello, everyone, and welcome to Joyful Living. I am Kimberly Dixon, and today for episode number 1, we've got business owner and artist Tara Henry. Tara, tell everyone about yourself.
Hi, everyone. I am Tara Henry, the owner and founder of the Authors and Art Studio, company's Pedagogy Art LLC, and I'm originally from New Jersey. I have moved to Raleigh, North Carolina in 2005, so this is home as far as I'm concerned. Wife, mother, all of that great stuff. And my newest addition for the last 3-4 years now has been entrepreneur. So that's the new hat that I wear, and I am still trying to learn how to wear it well.
Aren't we all? So everyone, Tara is a sponsor for the Joyful Living episodes. Tara, tell us why you wanted to be involved with this.
Well, I met you 3 years.
It's been 3 years.
It has reminded us. It has been 3 years. And I've always loved your mission, Joyful Living. I mean, how can a person not like that concept of joyful living? I've watched, and not just watched, but been involved with some of the things you've done, GPS of Joy. All of those things were designed to make me feel better. So how could I not want to help you to do that? Is to expose other people to ways to live joyfully, because Authors and Art is based on helping our community to just be better, have their woosah moments, and that involves a large part of joy, getting people to their joy. So I love your mission, and I just couldn't help but want to be part of it.
Oh, great. I thank you so much, very much. And when you said GPS of Joy, that really made me start thinking about, gosh, we have really been a part of each other's lives intimately for a while now. Because I remember the first time I came to your studio, it was for a networking event with classy and fabulous women.
Yeah.
And the moment I stepped in the door, I knew I was coming back here. Remember me telling you that?
Yes, you did. You was like, oh, this is my spot. Okay.
And my pain management events have been here. My book signing was here. And lots of other things. So there's no place I would have wanted to do this other than in this space. It's the vibration and the feeling of home and love and comfort that you experience as soon as you come through the door. So tell us, what types of services do you offer here at Authors and Art?
Well, besides the obvious, because it is an art studio, so I do have art for sale, and that's actually a new concept I'm embracing, because everyone knows I'm very passionate about my artwork. It always has a story, and people always tell me, Tara, people don't want to hear the story, they just want to buy the art. No, you need to understand how this works. But so it's an art gallery. It also is a place to do the famous paint parties, all types of themes, private parties. I love doing private parties. But I'm also open to public events, because people can't always get a group together and they still want to experience it. So you come in and you join us, we got you. You'll have a good time. You don't just need your friends and family to have such a great experience. Another thing I do is it is a venue. So I also do venue rental for different organizations, for parties. And I always have to say, as long as the vibe is right, because I'm very protective of the vibe, but it's why, because it gravitates and it speaks to organizations like yours. So I'm very cautious and very mindful of what type of events and vibes that are here. But I'm always open to discussion for those type of things. So paint parties, venue rental, signature art service is also something that's like my baby that I love to do. So I like to create original art pieces for other events. So let's just say people are used to the concept of a guest book, right? So this artwork would be something that people come in and they actually sign the artwork instead of signing in, and it gives you something to keep for the occasion, or you can raffle it off, or it's the gift, like for family reunions when you have that one family member, like the eldest member usually is who you honor. You give that to them and they have all the family signature on there, things like that. Weddings, anniversaries. I actually help people pop the question too. So there's all the different kind of ways to do little art tricks with that actually in the studio, because I love private events, couples events, all of it, okay? People always say, who's your audience? Everybody's my audience.
Well, that's great, though, because just sitting here, I've signed many signature pieces for events that I've attended here, but it wasn't until you said weddings and things of that nature, I'm going to get one for the Dixon family reunion this year.
It's going to be great.
It's going to be great.
And I always tell people, just give me an idea what it's for, a couple details, and just move, because I need to be able to create. Because if you wanted something that, was standardized, you would just get a picture blown up. But if you want something that's artwork, that's actually created by an artist, that has that passion in it, just let us go.
See, I knew she would be the perfect guest because she has so many things under her hat. You never know what Tara's coming at you with. So one of the other concepts that you you mentioned Woosah, your Simply Create, Breathe sessions. What is that?
So it's actually now a coined phrase that actually is on my exclusive t-shirts here that says Breathe, Create, Repeat, that you can get. But it's really about having a moment to be still. I call it the Woosah moment. I actually have an entire tranquil table that's set up in the studio, and it's donation based, so it's not necessarily something that people can you use it when you need it. So I have a lot of people that stop in and they're like, look, I just need a moment on the chakra drum. I just need a moment to play in the sticks and the rocks and the sand. And it's because nature is very important to me. It kind of like connects to the spirit of what goes on here. So I like for people to sit down and just get simple, get basic, play with the rocks and the sticks. It is so healing. And sometimes they come in here to paint and I'm like, you're not even ready to create yet. Like, you're not even calm enough yet. Like, go have a seat, play with the frog. You can come visit the frog and you'll learn more about that. But it's about tranquility because it really is, even to what you do, it's a work from the inside out.
Yeah.
It's mental, it's emotional, it's spiritual. It's really about service and service to yourself.
Yeah. On more than one occasion, I have been out on a Saturday, and you know this to be true, and been tired or whatever going on, and just like, I'm going by Tara's.
Yes,
and I've painted a flower pot here. I have come and played in the sand here. I've came and played with people in the studio that were just happened to be here, and we did pictures and. It's just a great space to come, unwind, and really just de-stress and have a good time. And Joyful Living is all about de-stressing.
Yeah, we have the best discussions, impromptu, and that's what I like. I like spontaneity. So I'll have people that'll be on Rock Quarry Road, stuck in traffic, getting off work, and they're like, you know what, before I deal with this traffic, I just whipped in the parking lot. I just came to see you. Because if the open sign is on, you come in. Even if I have something going on, if it's just a tranquil table you need, that's separate from what I got going on back there, or you just want to talk. I love it when business people don't just talk to me about business. Because I'm the server. Did you catch it? I'm the server. So people who are always on and always have to be present and always so busy, and we're always on the grind, align, hustle, whatever word you want to use. This is the place where you take that hat off for a minute. You know what I'm saying? So, and it actually refreshes you so you can do those other things with more joy because you're not so stressed.
It definitely is my go-to spot, and so much so that I moved a couple of miles from Tara just so that I could. Okay, that's not really why I moved, but I moved and I was really glad that I'm actually closer to her studio than what I used to be. So when it comes to painting, I see all of this gorgeous artwork behind us. I see that you have different sizes and things that are available. Tell us a little bit about that.
So, and that really, really comes in handy for my Simply Create sessions, what also takes us back to the Breathe, Repeat, Create conversation. Because if you wear those t-shirts and things to those sessions, you actually get $5 off those sessions.
Okay.
That whole program, Simply Create Sessions, was designed to make getting creative and that whole naturally therapeutic process more affordable and more frequent to people. So you don't have to wait for big events. Because usually when big events happen, you're not really focused on the art. You're really focused on the people in the event and having a good time. And even though it naturally happens that at some point they connect more to the painting itself, because it's an inner reflective thing that happens. Yeah. I love it. So I made it intentional. Simply Create Sessions are designed for you to start there, not end up there. So you spend more time with that therapeutic part to yourself. But yeah, so the different size canvases, if you're just popping in after work, you only have time for a small canvas before you actually go home and maybe cook or, finish that report or whatever it is that you have to show up for. It just gives you a break, a time to, get a...
So Tara, tell us, how does being an artist and artwork contribute to joy?
Well, there's the personal joy, of course, because when this thing actually started, I was just painting for myself. It was a way for me to just administer the very concept that I talked about, having a moment sit still. I heard the voices that told me that this was the way that I was supposed to do this thing. So I did it for me at first. And it was making me feel rather great. You know, I didn't have expectations of where this thing was going. I was getting positive feedback, which, you know, positive affirmation always makes you feel better. And then I started sharing my artwork with other people, and it just expanded from that. But then I was like, you know, other people should probably feel what I'm feeling. Mm-hmm. And that is that lack of expectation and pressure. That's why I say it's a party, not a class. I'm not an art teacher. I'm here with y'all in this thing. And that brings me the most joy when people finally get that. It's not about expectation. It's not about creating masterpieces that belong in a museum, even though some of those museum pieces are very questionable. So, it's about watching people discover that thing. It's like that little spark brings me so much joy and positive energy, because I'm like, yes, you're getting it. It's not about, it's not so serious. It's not so heavy. It's meant to be fun. And when people once again discover that, you know what, I used to really like being a creative. I really used to like just doodling. I used to just like coloring. And that's why so many adult coloring books are now so popular. Adults forgot this is fun. This brings me joy. And it's so simple and inexpensive, which is also why I keep it inexpensive. But yeah, the whole helping people discover their creativity again, and not just in artwork, because, you know, we also have other creative events. So I do a lot with poets and musicians, and sometimes we're just vibing out to rain sticks and drums and frogs to make noise, joyful noise. So any aspect of joy is what I really am aiming for here. Henceforth, why this is just the perfect fit, which you do. Even to your meditations. She does these meditations that used to make me so happy. They still make me happy because I still have them to play back. And I can just recall them.
Yeah.
When things make you happy, you don't need to still be in their presence to feel the benefit.
Yeah.
And that's what I love, because I still was like, yeah, I was in a cafe in Italy. I was sipping coffee, and it makes me happy. So, yeah.
Those are meditations. When I do them, I intentionally bring in the visual, the auditory, all of the senses, so that it becomes part of your memory. And you weren't actually there. Most of the time we're on the phone.
Yeah.
But and what Tara is referring to as the Joyful Living Life Coach, one of the programs that I offer is Balanced Life, in which we do a 30-minute call each week, and 20 minutes of that call is simply spent in a guided visualization exercise, where I take you on trips to Fiji, to the mountaintops. She's an artist, so I took her to art museums around the world. We went to the rainforest. She loves trees, and I discovered that on a GPS of Joy hike. We were all hugging trees in the woods.
Tree hugger.
We had the most fun, adults, running through the woods. And at one point, didn't we all take our shoes off?
We had to learn how to get grounded. She's teaching us how to not be looking down all the time. Just let your feet like naturally connect to the earth. Back to the sticks and the rocks at the tranquil table. Nature is also just so important to us grounding ourselves. And these simple things, I'm just happy. I like when I'm happy. I don't like to be stressed. I tell people, like, so even like when we were talking about popping in, just short, people always think they got to do their hair and have on makeup and have on the right clothes. This is that spot where I don't want you worrying about none of that. Yeah. I'm not worried about how you look. I'm worried about how you feel.
Let me tell you guys, it was one of the Saturdays when I popped in. I was so beat tired from, I had just had a workout session that was a killer one that I thought my trainer hated me. It was all I could do to just put on some clothes and drag myself through the door. And Tara saw me and she said, come sit down right here, honey.
Just come sit down.
But we ended up having the best time. And by the time I left, I felt refreshed, renewed, rejuvenated, and full of joy. Because even the Joyful Living Life Coach has people in her life that can help refill me. Well, I have those times when I'm depleted and tired and worn out. So this space is a place where you can come, you can laugh, you can paint, you can spend time at the tranquil table, you can spend time in silence. I've come over here a lot because I have come here and you just put on some tranquil music and I just sat here.
That's when we were talking about the guided meditation, and you say you take people, it's an experience. That is what I do. So it's like, who's in the room and what do they need? If we're listening to just rain, blizzard, Native American flute music, African beats, whatever it is, it's really important to immerse yourself in a total woosah, chill out moment. And sometimes you have to even teach to the music, to the sounds around you. What are you listening to? Because it could be contributing to your not feeling joyful. Sometimes I just have to either have no music on in the car, or I have to have classical music, because I don't want to hear somebody else's words right now. I don't want to hear their mood. I don't want to hear their opinion. I don't want to hear about their breakup on the radio. I don't want to hear none of that. I just want to be in my own head or out of my own head.
Oh, that's
I want to be out of my own head.
That's a good point.
That's what I tell people. We can either talk or we can be in total silence. I have the peace and paint for a reason. That's peaceful, tranquil. We not on turn up at all.
And I don't know if you guys can hear it, but Tara and I both personally love the sound of rain. It is raining today.
Right now.
And if you can hear that sound in the background, that is contributing to both of our peacefulness and to both of our joy, because we love the rain. And I love how God shows up and gives us what we need when we need it. We love the rain. And we are sitting down here to talk about the things that bring us joy in our life, and it's raining.
Perfect.
But we could go on and on about the experiences that Authors and Arts offers. It's a venue. You can come and have your Tara, you tell them.
I love when people know what it is.
Let me tell you what you can do here. You can come in as an individual and have a paint session by yourself. You can come in and have a couples paint session where you and your boo paint something together. It is a beautiful bonding experience. You can have a kids party here where they do miniature, not miniature, but the small canvases, and just allow them to be really creative while they're having their birthday party. Not only is it a birthday, but it creates a memorable experience for them, because we've become so indoctrinated with putting things on social media there, but we forget about the actual experience. This allows kids to have an experience totally immersed in the art world. And then I had my 47th. I lost a decade there. I had my 47th birthday party here, and that was 2 years ago. And the people who attended that party are still coming back here because of the way the room felt that night. You can use it as a venue. I had my book signing for Can These Bones Live Again here in this space. We have poetry I say we because I try to show up at as much things as I can. And because of my experience here, I became a spoken word artist because I kept showing up for poetry events. So you can use the space as a venue to host your parties, your events, whatever it is that you need. Authors and Arts can accommodate you and make you more joyful.
Yep. And the two things that also make it different, because there's a lot of people actually to do what I do. I mean, we do paint party services. Most of those are on the go. So the fact that I do have an actual physical studio you can come to is one of the things that are different. And I always tell people, because they're trying to fit paint sessions, that experience, into their personal homes, it doesn't always fit. It's not the same experience. So the convenience of this is a one-stop shop. You include the studio in my fee. So it's not a separate entertainment fee, and then you got to worry about what the guests are going to take home. They're going to take home beautiful art that they've created. So there's that. And yeah, I like new ideas, things that are creative. So by all means, I just want to make sure that I'm being a positive contributing force to the community, and that I'm collaborating with great people who just want to help and heal and serve.
So you mentioned some of the big places. What makes your studio different from some of the other places where you could do paint parties at?
Well, one, I tailor it to use my clients. So even if it's something that I don't have in the gallery, I create original artwork for your theme to make it personal. And I also tailor it in a way that it's not just come in, paint what I say, paint how fast I say, and get out the door because I got a next party coming. It's very laid back. It's meant to be an experience. So there's time built in to enjoy yourself, to take the pictures, to banter back and forth, to have your food and your wine, whatever you need to just relax, because I do want it to get to that part where it is a healing experience as well, even in the middle of a turn up. That, and it's not just about paint. I mean, a lot of events that I have actually nothing to do with paint. The book signings, some can be collaborated with the art session or not. The poetry events, the musical events. We actually do a lot of community discussion events now, where we have forums that are just about the community coming together and discussing different topics. Yet other places aren't doing that.
No.
So it really is community-based. That is my focus. It's one of my major initiatives, is creative wellness and community building. So that makes it different right now.
Well, before we end today's episode, Tara, tell everyone how they can reach you and how they can book this venue.
Okay, so I'm trying to get people, social media, of course. Authors in Art is on Facebook and is also on Instagram. Tara Henry is a very open page because they always say it's business, not personal. My business is personal. I can't help it and I'm not changing it. So Tara Henry page is definitely something to look up and connect with me there. I have a creative support group that I call Pedagogy Art Creators on Facebook, and that really is to help spark creativity, bring different forms of creativity to your awareness. There's different activities to do, like there's a doodle activity now and that kind of thing. There's different topics every week, so that's awesome. And also authorsinart.com is my website. If you go to authorsinart.com/contact is the best way to get in touch with me. People often try to call, but I am a wife and a mama, so I'm not always handy to the phone, but I will respond to messages when they're left as promptly as possible. And authorsinart.com/reservations is another way that you can see some events. Social media, unfortunately, is that necessary avenue. That's really the best way to do because I collaborate with so many people who have their own events here. I don't want you to miss those. Those aren't always on my website because I don't handle the ticket sales for those, but I want you to know about them. So definitely collect on social media. Authors in Art.
Awesome. Guys, thank you for watching our episode today. Thank you, Tara, for being with me today. This was an absolute pleasure, and I wouldn't have had it any other way than to have you be my first guest because she is the official sponsor for Joyful Living podcast, and we are just elated to be doing this. So, Tara, thank you so very much.
You're absolutely welcome. It's a joy. See what I did there?
I love it. Guys, thank you so much for watching. We will talk to you soon. Stay tuned for episode number 2.